Hi, I'm Jason. I'm going to be reviewing today this Ankerwork webcam is what I'm going to call it. I think their name for it is an all-in-one personal conferencing solution. So kind of a glorified webcam. This is the B600 video bar, and just going to show you right now my impression of that. During COVID, and now that a lot more people are working from home and that sort of thing, this is becoming more and more important. So opening the box here, one thing I'll tell you, this is definitely bigger than I expected just looking at the pictures. Not necessarily a bad thing, but just an impression. This is a nice box if you're going to be using this for travel. But here is the item itself, and then the rest of this is, there is a plug which comes with a couple of different international converters here. So there's, let's get this out of the way. There's a little information packet, owner's manual, but we've got, it looks like, 3 different plugs for it, so that's cool. So here's the power plug, and then here's the USB-C to connect that to the computer, I'm sure. Okay, so again, here's the actual item itself. We can see the 4 microphones are probably going to be right along there. This flips up so that it's protecting the lens while you have that closed and are traveling. We've got the light bar right along the top there. Really sleek looking lens there in the middle. And then on the back side here, this has a really nice look and feel to it. I'm assuming that that's a speaker. And then we've got a USB in here, USB-C, and another USB-C that says power there. And then this bottom part, see if we can figure out, I assume that this is to go onto a monitor. So there's a standard tripod mount here on the bottom. So if you're using this in a room for a video call, you can do that. And then we'll try this out on a couple of different monitors, but I'm guessing that that's going to be able to put on a monitor. It also could just sit pretty handily on a desk or a tabletop or something like that, and give you a good place to put it there. I'm going to put this on a couple different monitors here. This one is an Acer, just my monitor here at work. So from the instructions manual, it looks like you want this lip to go over the front, and then this part on the back is just kind of what it's going to touch against on the back, and you can kind of adjust that depending on how skinny your screen is so that it stays where it's supposed to. You can rotate this left to right. There's not really an option for tilting it up and down besides just adjusting. One thing that could be better there, having that option of kind of tilt this direction. The other option, like I mentioned, is you could put this on a tripod mount, or of course it could just sit on a table. But let's go ahead and hook it up here. So this one from the owner's manual says will be used for Ankerwork headphones. I guess they use that kind of USB cord. And then you want to make sure that this is one you use for data and this one for power rather than vice versa. So let's grab that out here. So because I am in the United States, I'm going to use this plug here. It just slides on there, and then, oh, there we go. Twist locks into place. Pretty straightforward there. Not super long, but not too bad. And then the data cable is just a USB-C on both ends. Again, length is not excessive, but hopefully enough there. Okay, so I'm going to plug these in first. Make sure I put them in the right place. And then let's put this on. And then get it hooked in. Now, one thing I hadn't thought about, and this is probably more a shout out to Mac users, but this USB-C is USB-C on both ends. And so my Windows is not going to have a USB-C in. So I'm going to use just a different cable that's going to be a USB-A on the one end and a USB-C on the other. And I have not installed anything yet on here. We're going to see how it does just with a plug and play. Okay, so now, all right, I've got a notification, device is ready. So let's try it out. Okay, so it looks like audio is set up there. Okay, we're gonna see if this pulls up in OBS. There we go, video capture device. Nope, it's using my original one. There we go. Okay, it powered on. So now you can see that I am in my office. YouTuber by day, optometrist by night. Rather reverse that, I guess. So there's a couple options. Again, this is just inside of OBS, which is a recording, broadcasting thing, but I can make some adjustments as far as brightness, contrast, saturation, etc. And then what's this camera control? Oh, okay. You can even change zoom, focus, exposure, aperture, so that's pretty interesting. And then what's the crossbar going to do for me? Not much. Frames per second. Okay, so video quality looks good. Let's try doing a little recording here. And then on the side here, there is a mute option. Oh, this side. Oh, there we go. Okay, so it turns red if it's muted. And then also the light option is on this side. And we can change the brightness of the light using this little slider here, which is nice. You can actually get it all the way off just by doing that, even though it's still technically on. There's a little bit of a lag here, a little bit heavy for a laptop, but it's staying rather stable when I don't touch it. But let's go ahead and run through this. Sure. Accept those terms. Now that sound was definitely coming out of this speaker. Okay. So I'm not exactly sure what their software does. Looks like it wants me to update the firmware. Okay, so it looks like that worked. Let's see what other options we have right here. Oh, so it looks like we can change how full or what kind of resolution we want, what kind of angle we want there. What other things do we have? Checking our firmware. Again, some of the same options that I was seeing in OBS, changing the brightness, sharpness, saturation, contrast. Oh, and then some options with the light. Oh, which this is kind of cool. Looks like you can actually change the color temperature of the light, which yeah, I can see that changing as I wonder if this carries over and just kind of stays as the default once I pull up a Skype call or something like that. Okay, so it's letting me know here I can also switch. So right now it's on the microphone and the speakers from this device. Now one thing I'll tell you, it definitely zoomed in and the quality looks pretty unimpressive. I wonder if there's an option here to change that. Oh, it's because it's not using the right video camera. That's still rather zoomed in, definitely more than it was. And my light turned off. And I'm not sure. Maybe video settings. I'm not sure how to change that. Oh, okay, we can do original ratio. Yeah, interesting. I don't see. Okay, so that's using that. I don't see an option here for all those features that I had just a second ago. I don't see where I can make this more zoomed in or out or change the contrast or even turn the light on. I wonder. Okay, so I can control it there. I can't control the color, the temperature, but that's good that at least I can do that. Okay, so in Skype, I've got a choice to choose that. I'm going to choose the Ankerwork for that. And then let's see if this one gives me some of those same options. Okay, so this is actually the same control thing that I was seeing in OBS. So that's kind of cool. Skype is giving me some more options anyway. Okay, so here's my synopsis. I think if you're wanting this just for a nicer webcam, because sometimes you do a call with your family, this is probably a little bit overkill. It's big. It does a really good job. It's got a really nice camera and microphones and speakers. But especially if you're putting it on a laptop, a kind of light laptop, it's going to feel a little bit flimsy on that screen. If you're using this because you do video conferences a lot for work or for different things, I think it's a good option. If it's somewhere where it's going to be in a conference room on a tripod, I think it's a good option. You're going to need 2 plugs, one for the power, one for the data, and so that's something to keep in mind as well. There might be some more clutter because of that, but overall, quality, I can't say anything bad about it. Seems like really, really good quality product. I hope this was helpful. If it was, if you have any questions about my experience with this or about the product, please let me know. I did receive this product through Magic Links to review. However, my review is totally unbiased. I wasn't told anything to say or compensated for a positive or negative review. Thanks.